scholarship offers because he had a few schools that were offered him something already, and they pulled him from him. Well, now that he's getting to back play again, maybe I'm hoping
he'll just have to walk on
gets his
somewhere,
chance.
probably.
You know what I mean? Or they're gonna be like, hey, you came back and you played great. We're gonna give you that offer back to you. So
hopefully. I mean that they're so savage at that point, like because I remember going through that whole process and hurting my leg, and any interest just disappeared like a fart in church. I mean, because they move on because they have a depth. They have
there's
so many kids, and if one gets hurt or one kind of sways, they're like, fuck it, let's just move on. And it's but like if they really loved him or whatever, I'm surprised they just didn't talk to him about medical red shirt or hey, here's a preferred walk-on spot.
Well, he's had a few schools actually have showed up to practice and watch him at practice too. So he has the interest.
Iowa needs him. Been trying to like tag people in Iowa for finding clips.
How'd that post game show go? Did you do it yesterday?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
They won.
Because everyone's happy. It's typical Iowa fans like, hell, at least we beat Purdue, huh?
We're going bowling soon. We're going bowling.
They're as bad as fucking Cowboys fans, are you saying?
No, don't say that about my Hawkeye fans.
Oh, bet.
There's a different. No one bandwagons to be a Hawkeye fan. You know what I mean? So let's, like Cowboys get bandwagons all the time. No, there's no bandwagon Hawkeye fan. It's just you're looking for a bright light, and I'm not a bright light guy. I'm like, wow, this is a mire
and gloom.
We are stuck in this horrible muck of a mire, and just because our quarterback has one good day,
right? And against Purdue too, like
oh yeah, no, I mean, he had the Charlie Jones transferred over there last year and been the best wide receiver for Purdue and in college history and whatever the fuck other stat he's beaten over there. And meanwhile, when he was with us, I think he had like 2 receptions for like 11 yards.
Well, his quarterback at Purdue is like 42 years old. He got married and has like 4 kids in the off season. So Aiden O'Connell, you can suck my ass. Can't wait for you to graduate. But so let me run this by you guys real quick. So I was at work and we were talking about the different kind of poos. Okay, so like you have your hard poop and you're like your Hershey squirts and like the creamy kind, like you're like, oh, what?
Like a goose shit.
Like you're gonna need a shower afterwards to clean up. Is it all just like water based or kind of what you like? What you really are eating?
It's diet. Yeah, it's diet for sure.
Because he's like so weird.
No, shut up. I'm gonna do the intro. Gotta bring some honor back to this chat.
It's been on my mind.
Broadcasting live from a German made microphone, talking about poop with Chris May and Devin DeClapp. You want to entertain this question now that we've got?
Well, I had a soft serve one this morning, kind of like looped around, you know what I mean? Like just almost like the emoji.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Oh, really? Man, you like toilet paper, like wet wipes or a bidet. Like you're going to need a shower on some of those.
Dude, I want a
bidet.
bidet.
It's going to come out like rock solid. It's going to hurt. And you're going to walk funny for a fucking 10 minutes. It's just curious, I'd like to get a poop specialist on and just kind of break down fecal matter.
What's your gut flora doing to your stool?
Because we have bidets. We bought them off Amazon. For $100 or whatever.
Yeah, squeaky clean, bud.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Now, if I can just rig up a towel that you can kind of community towel and just kind of,
I don't know about that community shit. Yelling at Mike all the time because he didn't clean right. I'm like, that brown streak on the fucking towel. You definitely need to have like tip brown towels, I think.
Yeah.
That when you or would you want a white one so you knew like shit, missed the spot?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd want something so like maybe you could see if you have prostate cancer too. So maybe
they do
like
say
a yellow or a white towel.
They do say though that like diet has a lot to do with like your consistency of your poo.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and like drinking water, that goes along with your
Al-
diet and stuff.
also overeating. I mean, if you are overeating, you're gonna poop more because your body's like, yeah, no,
Well,
we
yeah.
don't need it. Send it.
Yeah.
Because anytime I've ever done like an extreme diet where like really calorie deficit, you get constipated. Like your body,
Yeah.
like I remember I did a 500 calorie diet one time. I do not recommend it because it is actually hard on your body. But I did it. I was younger and dumb.
500 calories.
Yeah. I
500.
Yeah, and my body was just like, we got to hang on to everything.
Yeah.
And I went like 5 days without having a deuce, which for me is like amazing because I'm like a once or twice a day guy. You know what I mean? Like to go from that to like hardly at all, it was weird. And it just showed you like calorie intake does affect how often you do go too.
Yeah.
I feel like if you run a more balanced, like if you're running at your optimum, you probably don't need to poop that much.
Well, too, like, because this is another thing I want to get my blood tested. So you can like do diets and stuff off your blood type, and then it'll help with your gut. Like to what upsets it and what doesn't. What works well.
Oh, what
and,
you're sensitive to?
Yeah. Well, and then so you can help like pretty much build the best, steam engine you got. You work it off your blood. So if like, hey, chicken upsets me, or I'm just more of a steak and fish kind of person, or whatever the case may be. I was gonna do that the other day.
I actually did a health check to help reduce insurance, whatever it costs, right? So I'm like low risk. Well, all they really check for is like diabetes and like your cholesterol and all that shit. My shit was so low, I didn't even chart on the freaking like numbers, and they were like, "Are you a vegetarian?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "You have really great cholesterol and all that other stuff." My only thing that I had against me was my blood pressure was like in the moderate range, but that was it. But I was like,
you didn't have to get
some
like
good genes,
doctors. Bro. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's just good genes. You know what a king's fart's called?
What?
A noble gas.
All right, Corey, move this along. I do want to see the Vikings. I will try to illegally stream the Minnesota Vikings today.
You think TJ is going to bring it up? Did you put him in your DraftKings lineup?
No, but
he's the most expensive guy in there, by the way. I was like, really? Like, it's his first week. He probably didn't even know the playbook.
Everything I've read, he stayed after. He studied. He's been dialed in with Irv and everybody. So
did you see the shot he took at the Lions?
No.
It's nice to come to a winning culture. I mean, that's not what he said, but that's pretty much what he said. Yeah. It's nice when we actually try to win.
If I would have known that was the asking price, I'd have sent like the Titans or anybody. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, all you had to do is give up a 2 and a 3 for a fucking Pro Bowl 4 or 5-year-old fucking tight end.
I thought he was 27, isn't he? I have to look.
Or he's young. That's what I'm saying. He's still got many years ahead of him. And he likes to block. And he's an Iowa wide receiver that can catch. Sign me up. That gives me a chub.
Okay. All right.
Well, you don't want to talk about your Vikings?
I'm a Vikings fan.
He is 25.
We know what this means,
I mean, he's wearing a hat.
I'm not getting excited until
he's sharing his ACL game, is what you're saying.
I'm not getting excited until we win an NFC championship game. All my life, I have seen the Vikings hurt.
Well, you should be mad
at an NFC championship game. You
should be mad they got Kirk because
motherfuckers
can't win prime time.
I know. It's what I said from year one.
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to pick him for fantasy because he'll put up some great games in fantasy, but
you just got to know when to bench him on Mondays, Thursdays, Sunday nights.
That's exactly
any game after 4 p.m.
Yes, yeah, that's family time. Get out of here, boys. Want the ball? Well,
you like that?
You guys. I don't think you remember. We had Gary Anderson against the Falcons. Remember that game that got played the Broncos against the Falcons for their 98
Super Bowl. Yep.
Yeah, who'd we have? Cunningham, I think, was our quarterback.
Was
Cunningham our quarterback? I can't remember who was the quarterback for. It wasn't Culpepper's first year, was it? But never missed a field goal, ever.
Yep.
Never until overtime, when a field goal would end the game, and he misses that, and the Falcons go. So there was that first heartbreak I experienced.
Yeah, it was Randall Cunningham.
Yep, Randall Cunningham. And then a few years later, we got the dream team, the duo of all duos, Culpepper and Moss.
Well, Randy's rookie year was 98, so he was with Chris Carter, Randy Moss, fucking Randall Cunningham. But yeah, then you brought in old Dante.
And then we lost to the Giants like 49-0.
Them Viking squads were fun to watch. Chris Carter, Randy Moss,
Dante great. Culpepper. Yeah, and yes,
the little running back they had. I
Robinson.
See him. Yeah,
Robinson. Yeah. He retired.
Robert Smith
after 6 years. Robert Smith, that's who it was. Yeah. He retired 6 years later to become a doctor.
What a pimp!
Yes, had that dog in him.
Yeah, had that dog.
Yeah. And then we went to what was it after that? That was another heartbreaker. I think it was
Gus Frerotte.
Well, the most prominent one of my entire life. The year I got excited was when we got Brett Favre from the New York Jets. And the first game was against the 49ers, and we were down by 5. And there was no time left on the clock, and we were on the 30. And Brett Favre throws an immaculate pass to the end of the end zone, the back of the end zone. And I forgot who caught it, but for a touchdown to win the game for us, for the Vikings, when he had done that to us for years and years and years, over and over. I love
that.
And then he did it for us. And at that point, everyone was just like, we were all in on that season, even though we had a shitty coach. And then we played the Saints, and we lost that one. And yeah.
He got abused. I mean,
never again.
The Saints were headhunting, you know. I
think. Well, and Childress was a fucking bitch of a coach too.
Yeah.
He hated.
But I mean, Percy Harvin and fucking Brett Favre. That was gonna be, even if that fucking tax laundering, fucking steal your Mississippi money, Brett Favre. He had Percy Harvin. Percy was legit. He just couldn't stay healthy.
I played with Percy Harvin on Xbox.
Yeah.
Back in 2011. 2011, we were. That's when you could do those random matchups in the game room, you know, and people could just join your thing. And we picked up a receiver for our 3v3, you know, and Percy Harvin hated Brett Favre. Said he didn't give a fuck about his receivers. Just let him out there to dry. Very adamant about it. So fuck Percy Harvin. Brett Favre. Yeah, no, I agree. He could steal millions of dollars from poor people. And you know, he's Brett Favre.
Is that white privilege or just Brett Favre privilege?
Oh, it's Brett Favre privilege. That's what that is.
I don't know. He didn't know where the money came from.
I'm not getting away from that. You know, if I do something like that, imagine Phantom Facts, loitering money.
Prison. For 50 years.
Prison. We'd be live streaming from a shitty Wi-Fi.
They would have your face posted everywhere.
Welcome to the bungalows of the whole house here in the prison.
Be on an episode of South Park.
Yeah. Find your favorite correctional system.
Yes, yeah. I know. Iowa State Penitentiary.
I'm here in C block.
Yeah. Broadcasting live from solitary confinement. What's been on the news today, gentlemen, in your mind?
I'm tired of seeing political ads, I'll tell you that.
Are we going to talk about Aaron Carter dying?
Who's that?
I mean, we all kind of knew he was. I mean, his brother pretty much.
That's the Backstreet Boy. Backstreet Boy's brother?
Yeah, Nick Carter's brother.
Well, what was the whole thing with him? Do you have AIDS or something?
No,
I'm just joking.
He was a druggie. He got that taste of that spotlight years ago, right? And then then just got hooked. And
you think Nick Carter blames himself?
Maybe a little.
Exposing his brother to that lifestyle. You know how? That's why I was always an NSYNC fan. much more wholesome than Backstreet Boys.
I
love
never was
Backstreet
a
Boys.
fan of any of
So
those.
you think Britney Spears corrupted her sister then too? I mean, you could go the same way. But her
Say the name again.
little sister is alive. Britney Spears. I don't remember her little sister's name, but no, Aaron Carter dying. I think he got a taste of that good life, and then got that good crystal meth, and was like, no, this is me. So he just could never. I don't know. I mean, I think even Nick tried to help him, and I think pretty much there was just no helping him. So
I got a question of the day for you gentlemen. Do you think we should install live stream cameras in classrooms?
In classrooms?
Yeah, like so you like let's say it's all
No.
encoded and stuff.
they do it at daycares.
Yeah, exactly. And then parents can log in and see what's going on in the class.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
I'm just asking. Well, yes, that's the
That's
question.
that's the helicopter parent mentality. I need to check on my kid all the time.
I mean, daycares, I understand it, because like they're little, like, and a lot of those fucking sometimes, not a lot of them, but like there are some, neglect and some people that like, especially if you have one teacher to like, 12 toddlers or infants or whatever, I might want to check in because that's a lot to handle. And then if my baby's sitting over here with a pooey diaper just crying in the corner, I want to bring that up because then that baby's going to have diaper rash. Kids in school, like you can't really do anything. You're not going to have any say. You're just going to watch your kids learn where to stick their butt plug for their furry tail in.
Don't get me
or
I don't
something
mind
silly.
like if they have cameras for security reasons, but to have it like live streamable, like that's a bit excessive.
But I mean, are you going to have any say though? Like, what are you checking in on? What social studies is doing or how ass backwards math problems are?
I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear what like teachers are teaching your kids. Wouldn't you think? Yeah.
I think the only parents
Yeah.
that actually would care about it are the helicopter parents, or like the ones who have a
Well, there definitely would
mentally-
be a group of people that would be like that. But I'll give you an example, right? So in Cheyenne, I forget Cheyenne School. I can't remember Cheyenne Cook School. It's in Colorado Springs, and like it was in the area of the Cordera neighborhood where we worked. Very, houses between the 5 to the 2 mil, right? In that type of a suburbia. And that was
Schwanky.
their school. Yeah, very schwanky. And they found out that the teachers had been using paint tape to tape on the mask to their kids.
The fuck?
And they had been able to, like, none of the kids said anything about it. And then
This is
I
a rich
forgot-
kid school. That did
this
this.
rich kid school. Yeah. And so I think, like, man, they're, cops have to wear it, and public servants have to wear it. Aren't teachers a public servant? Like, I mean, it should be. I think there's stuff that goes on that if they knew they were being listened to, it might be handled a little differently.
Very true. Yeah.
Hey, now, is that called helicopter parenting? I don't think so. I'm not sitting there like, obviously you can't force an agenda down everyone's throat through, and channel it through a teacher down to your kids. That's your job to do outside of school.
Yeah.
They have to be exposed to other ideas too. But it'd be good to know like what other ideas are,
You have a live record too, so it's always watching in a sense.
Yeah.
So like that
like
there
if
ain't
you
gonna be
had a
anything
kid that
crazy
came
going on.
and said, "Hey, I'm getting my face taped over with a mask," you'd be like, "Well, that'd be let's look it up and watch it happen." You know what I mean?
or
But
bullying or like sexual harassment or like
That's where I don't mind the cameras for security deals, but to live stream it is a bit excessive.
well, that's how you're going to have to do it, right?
There's
mhm.
nothing wrong with having like security footage, but like the live stream part is kind of that's over the top. That's dumb.
What's the difference?
How about talk to your kid? Like if your kid,
No, I mean, what's the difference between live stream and security footage?
well, because you can just look in there at any time. Where we
Yeah.
fucking C-SPAN, we need to have a channel on the TV
Yeah.
now. That's
Yeah,
fucking
why isn't
dedicated to
there a
look at the
C-SPAN?
classrooms.
Why
But
can't
look
you have
though,
one?
if
Do you said, have
if
you
the
ever watched
teachers are
C-SPAN?
doing something crazy and your kid comes on and be like, oh, the teacher's putting lead-based paint tape on her face, Like, how do you are you gonna believe them, and then you're gonna go
Yeah, you
challenge the
go
teacher?
through the channels, bro.
I just think
Take
they
your
could
kid out
cover
of
that
school if
shit
you have
up.
that kind of problem, huh?
Yeah, very true. Yeah, take your kid out of school.
I mean, there's fucking 30 motherfuckers in there. You're gonna have plenty of eyewitness.
Yeah.
If you got that big of a problem, you want to sue the school. Like, there's gonna be people. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, can we chill? We're raising a whole generation of fucking pussies. It's crazy.
I mean, we're gonna be on the verge of public schools being everyone's gonna pull these damn kids out and homeschool them.
My
you know what I mean?
So like my kids, my kids all go to high school, and it's amazing how many pussies are even on the football team. Like a little injury and they're out. Any reason to like just be down?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of incredible actually. And there's guys on his team that get bullied and they don't stand up for themselves. And now some of that is they haven't been taught how to stand up for themselves and stuff like that. But it's just all this overseeing of everything, like nothing, like there's no fights in high school anymore. It's pretty fucking rare. Not that there aren't fights, still there are, but they're really like toned down. Like my school, even, I mean, they got fights all the time. You get a little suspension or probation, even you didn't even get suspended.
Yeah, I mean, you would be
now that's so out there. Like,
yeah, you don't fight. Fights. Yeah, you just name call, or you get on the internet and you fucking drive it home that way so they can hurt themselves at home. But like, too, a lot of kids nowadays are, because look, the parents are like our age, right? So they're probably playing sports to live through like their parent. They probably hate sports. They probably just want to go home and knit or something, but they have to play sports because their parents are like, you're gonna get out there and you're gonna be an athlete. And it's like, I don't want to be a fucking athlete.
Usually those kids wash out.
I just want to fucking. You would think, right?
They
do. I just like. I don't know, it's kind of wild.
Why do you think that is, Devin?
What's
the difference between your generation and this generation that has caused them to be pussified?
It's just they don't get exposed to, I wouldn't say dangers, right? But like for example, my wife has Life 360, and that's an app on your phone, and you put it on your kids' phones or whatever, and it tracks where they are all the time. And even tell you how fast they're traveling on a fucking road, even if they're a passenger.
Helicopter parenting.
Yes, to a degree. And I like it because it's like it helps you keep track and stuff, but also there's a little bit of spying shit that happens, and I have to rein her in. I'm like, leave him alone. He's fine.
I don't know.
I was like, man, I used to come home at like 1 a.m. You know what I mean? My parents didn't know where the fuck I was.
But
like,
look,
I'll see you later.
Before then, it wasn't popular, it wasn't in demand to steal your fucking kids and sell them to some fucking fat wacko on a yacht in Europe.
I still think
now it's like you have to protect your kids, because if you even let your kids out in the fucking neighborhood now, you don't know if fucking Billy Bob and Sue down the thing like to chop kids up or keep.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Someone tried to take Mike one time.
In the middle of bumfuck South Dakota, there's a lady, her dad had a cabin by the lake, and I'm talking like population nobody, this town, right? And she goes out there, and then she went on a walk along the beach, comes back home, realizes she dropped her phone somewhere, started retracing her steps. 4 dudes of certain ethnic culture pull up, grab her, and start trying to drag her back to a van, and she's screaming and gets away. And they give up, I think pretty quick after the whole ordeal. That's in the middle of South Dakota to a grown woman. To a grown woman
recently?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. Well, no, it was like
maybe, a month, couple months.
Yeah, maybe a month.
I remember reading.
I started working because it's my boss's friend. He was like, someone tried to kidnap Shelly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
mindful of your surroundings. I guess
it's a valid point to keep.
Like it's just wild because now you can't even go on runs because either a bear or a mountain lion's gonna get you or an illegal immigrant. I mean, so it's like you take your fucking chance here on what you want to get taken by. It's like don't ever go anywhere without a goddamn weapon. It's as simple as that. You put 1 in their forehead or 2 in their chest if they want to fuck around and play games. Like
that video of that bear attacking that dude, and he's like on that little ledge of rocks is the only reason why he's fucking alive. One,
yeah,
you know what I mean? He's able to keep his balance and fight off. That's an amazing
kind
video.
of tries to, and he just
the bear like runs by him, and then he
Yeah.
tries to come up. He's all stomping him, now screaming. I'm sure he's like, I wish I would had a bit more manly action happening, but he still lived and won. I'm like, you're good.
Because if he would have slipped or fell,
he fucked.
Yeah.
When the
That's
guy
all
with
I
the mountain
do.
lion, when he shot at that lion, was gonna fuck him up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, that was crazy. Even after the first shot, the lion was like,
I think he tried to actually hit.
You
it,
just
and
have
it-
one in the chamber? Is that all you do?
Is
How
that
many
a
got
bolt
in there,
action
big
or a
boy?
semi?
How
Yeah,
many?
he got you. He got you. Okay.
Damn, Leroy, I'm just checking. I don't want to eat you.
Now, see, in that instance, you probably got a little squirt. You know, what I'm
You
saying?
know-
that wasn't a solid poo. That was definitely.
Putin looks at me like
Down
that
your
sometimes.
legs.
You know, he just sort of tracks me down. I'm just like, man, if you were like 3 foot tall, this would be a different dynamic. Cats are fucked up that way. They really are. They're like,
Yeah.
I'll hunt you. Like I'm a grown human.
I'll suffocate you while you sleep.
You do
at
not.
night.
You do not.
Speaking of Putin, any thoughts on what's going on in Ukraine right now?
I have no clue, dude. I don't follow it.
I've been so dialed out. The only thing I've been hearing lately is goddamn Kyrie Irving and Alex Jones. So that's what I've been hearing.
Kyrie
all day.
recommended a documentary that you can get on Amazon that's ran by a Jewish person, and everybody's hating on Kyrie for it. I'm like, how about go after Bezos and tell him to pull it off of there? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I don't know what's happening, and I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It does suck he's being censored like that, and I hate to see like other people come out against Kyrie like that, or just how they're coming out against Jay. But I do. I mean, they did say some fucking asshole things, but
I mean, it's gonna be crazy in like whenever it all comes to light, and they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, Kanye and Kyrie were actually right." You know?
I've been holding off posting that as a TikTok clip. Which, first of all, TikToks, are they not amazing?
Yeah. You're doing pretty good with those. Like, I'm like, where the fuck did you get a
No love.
video of an elk?
No love from my teammates over here.
I fucking saved it and
fucking-
shared it.
Yeah, I heard every single
Solid
one.
gold. Iron Will's dad drowning in the river.
Yeah.
I got that in a TikTok.
Yeah, you clipped that. That was nice. Yeah. I quit sending TikToks to the group because they just weren't getting any heat. So I was like,
It's hard because you send them like at.
I know. I send
send
it. I at nighttime. I know, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yes. Yeah, that's
but like Devin quit watching because he's afraid for his For You page to get fucked up. But they're all hilarious. They're all goddamn funny. Just watch them. They're
I've watched a few of them.
Oh God! Like I sent them all to Shelby, and she's like, "These are dumb." And then she'll send me some fat fucking dragon dancing in a toupee, and I'm like, "That's disgusting. I want nothing to do with that." Like, or the gay old dudes on TikTok. I don't want to see that. I don't like. I'm sending you good stuff. Either how to get better in the kitchen, or something that
May's
can help
the type
whatever.
May's the type of husband that for their anniversary he buys her a vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, babe, Courtney Gordon Ramsay. These are the Cadillac of pans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These will help
How
you
many
cut
of those have you
tomatoes
got?
and peppers.
How many of
real
those
well.
fucking ads you see? Fucking the hexagon pans. What are the fuck they're called? I can't remember.
All the time.
Yeah, they're forever warranty.
You don't need Pam at all in the house.
Huh?
The Gordon Ramsay pans?
No, they're pans that are like non-stick and they're like got a
dishwasher safe and
forever warranty on them. Like I think if you like a lot of food, I watch a lot of food TikTok and shit like that. That's why it comes up on mine. Cooking ones. I love food porn. I'm a food porn guy.
My TikTok is ruined.
What? Yeah, well, I'm sure it's just full of fucking Flat Earth Dave and Bart.
I still have a ton of food.
Phantom Facts TikTok. I'm saying my TikTok.
Oh, gotcha.
Conspiracy theories. I love it. I love just listening to the TikTok world.
Like conspiracy theories. Yeah. It's conspiracy theories, Flat Earth Dave, and short black women.
The fuck?
I don't know. You know what? Turns out I don't mind it. Don't mind a little brown sugar on my daily dew.
on the morning oatmeal. It's nice.
Hello, LaShonda.
That's hilarious.
It's
but some of those, like, I I get taken
How
away.
did she? Say what?
I know.
I'm
I'm right there with you.
What about the most recent conspiracy theorist about Paul Pelosi?
Oh, he was totally having sex with that guy.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
We're all
allegedly.
in on that.
So
Well, he was naked too.
so they were in their underwear, but who was in their underwear?
They
So
both
run it right
were.
through me.
And he had previous communications with this guy.
Had he?
I thought it was. So it wasn't It wasn't the wife that was in the. Because I didn't hear anything
No,
about this till
Nancy
last
was
night.
in Washington, supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how you could not be in Washington if they, you know what I mean? Like,
All right.
now
so tell
the
me
Capitol Police have a live stream into the house at all times
Oh fuck.
because she is head of the whatever her title is, the horrible
Head of state, right? Or whatever.
no, she's
Third
like
in line.
third
She's
in
after
line,
VP.
but
She's a
Yeah.
punk bitch.
like some Senate majority house leader.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's her. Yeah, she runs the house. So Nancy was in Washington, and old Paul was
Insider
sleeping
trading.
2:30 a.m. at home.
Okay.
So that would explain, I guess, why he
Okay.
had it on. You know, I mean,
right.
that's fair.
I
I'm
mean, I
willing to
sleep-
give him that.
I sleep in my birthday suit. Love it.
That's what I do
I
too.
sleep butt naked. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the least I could do is throw some drawers on.
Yeah.
So,
So hey, that is possible, but
it's
just-
possible.
and it could be some MAGA Republicans. Let's spice up this story and say, Pelosi, he gay.
No. Okay. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
He's a flamin'.
Or bisexual. whatever.
Even Nancy can't keep him, please.
And Nancy's got a set of knockers on her, supposedly. So
Well, now the suspect. So the story is at 2:30 a.m. he throws a hammer at a bulletproof window, and it breaks.
Bet. No
the
way. It was
intruder,
bulletproof.
the
then.
intruder.
The intruder, who is do you know who this guy is? He's an
Canadian. I knew that.
He's Well, if you listen to the conservatives, it's great. They're like, this illegal immigrant from Canada
Yeah. So
should have been deported. That's Mark. And so this guy is a nudist activist.
Okay.
So whenever he
that's his
protests, he has to
profession.
be naked.
So I guess when he's in activism, he's going birthday suit to all these rallies or whatever.
What is he? The Green Lantern? He puts on a fucking ring and he's like naked. Okay. All right.
All right. So it would make sense for him to also be in his underwear when meeting Paul Pelosi, right?
I'm sorry. Have you seen the fucking bulletproof glass? It ain't gonna break with a hammer,
No.
bro. You're gonna have
Okay.
to beat the shit out of it, not just throw it at it.
The
Like,
only
you're
way
gonna
that motherfucker's getting
you-
inside is he
if you-
texts on the Gringer app and's like, "Hey, Big Daddy, I'm outside,"
Gringer.
or whatever the fuck it's called. Let me in, because that's what I heard. Because it was like, oh, he let him go to the bathroom with his cell phone or whatever to call for help. Like, I think he got done and was like,
Well,
"Okay,
we're
time to
still
go."
moving along. We're moving along here a little quick. So this nudist activist breaks the glass. Now, this does not trigger any of the alarm system in the
See,
house.
that's sus already.
Mhm.
It's sus from the very beginning.
Well, and also the Capitol Police have a live stream into the house 24/7,
Well, if you're gonna do
It
that, why
wasn't
would you have
being-
your gay escapades with the live stream?
but it wasn't being watched. They had no, they were alerted when they saw the flashing lights of the police outside the
Is
front.
it the fucking Jeffrey Epstein's fucking prison guards fucking supposed to watch that or something?
Like, they're like,
Hey,
"Oh,
we got you hired,
Paul's
bro.
up to it again."
Yeah.
Just
Close
close your eyes. He's up to it
bad
again.
day.
We're just gonna put. we're just gonna
Every
put some
time,
post-
Ricky, I come into work, he's over here getting his dick sucked. I'm just over it. I don't like
I'll put
it.
a post-it note over these
Yeah.
couple frames right here, guys.
Yeah,
Just so you know.
I don't like. I'm sick and tired of this. This shit don't pay worth a damn. Watch this old man get followed by another old man. Oh shit!
Who's that
I'm
booing
not-
for?
I got a whole new soundboard, guys, and I've been
Yeah.
dying to use it. So, and it's all hotkeyed, so I just have to. I can't remember what they all are though, because I set them like Monday. Oh, there it is.
Hey, there you go.
There it is.
Wow.
That's fucking Russell doing high knees for sure.
That don't what it sound like.
So supposedly his teammates joined in on that, so he wasn't the only one.
He's playing over there. So anyway, we're back to it was 24/7 surveillance.
Yeah, 24/7. Sorry, got distracted there. 24/7 surveillance at old Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's house. And then let's see what. So then he makes the phone call, and the cops arrived, and he goes to the door, and he opens the door, and then he starts walking back to the nudist activist. And at that point, the nudist activist sees the police. There's a struggle for the hammer in front of the cops. He bashes Paul Pelosi's head in.
Oh, fuck.
Well, he didn't really bash it in, but like
he swung at him.
It's politicians. There's contact made, and there was a hairline fracture in his skull, which he's old.
Scrap.
So it's very possible that
you have to hit a head hard and fucking hairline crack your head, bro.
I don't know what type of hammer he had. So I mean, you got to also understand, like, when a struggle like that breaks out, you're probably just swinging for the fences there, I guess, right? I don't know. And then the guy gets arrested by the police, goes to the police station, and writes a full paragraph confession of what happened. And now he's facing several felony charges.
Wow. Did he come out and say that we had gay relations or no?
No, he did not say that. He said that he had wanted to. Thank you, I appreciate that, Sunshine. That he had wanted to. He had zip ties in his backpack, and he wanted to zip tie Nancy Pelosi to a chair. And this is the story he wrote, right? Zip tie Nancy Pelosi to a chair and ask her questions. And if she told the truth, he was going to let her go. And if she lied, he was going to break her kneecaps with the hammer. So that way she would have to wheelchair herself into the house, and people would see that politicians face consequences.
I mean,
was this guy like a diehard conservative?
No, he's a gay activist, bud. Not saying that you can't be gay and an activist and be conservative, but you're not usually a nudist gay activist.
I wonder if he would have dumped her big old sag bags out while he's asking her these questions.
Massive. They are massive.
Yeah.
Grown up looking at those.
But like, I'd have been like, hey, can you just text me when you're going to inside trade so I can just make a little bit of cheddar on top? Like, that's all I want. I don't have to make your old knee bags. I just let me motorboat you on the way out and just give me your AOL account so I can.
I follow a guy on money. I follow a guy that actually created a website, and he actually tracks like senators trading.
Yeah, I follow that guy too. He's great.
Yeah, Quantum.
Does he fucking kill it? Make a killing doing it?
I think he does. Yes. I mean, not all of them are home runs.
Red flag, red alerts you, but I still don't know how fast and accurate it is.
Yeah, like certain things that like will trigger a red flag, or like, is the stock that they're buying a business that's part of a whatever committee they're on, right? So like, there's this one senator. How much freaking natural gas stock has she bought? But she's also on the committee for like foreign export of natural gas. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that.
Like there was a not a cruise liner, but like a ship that can move natural gas, and like that stock went through the roof. The one I followed,
but she bought it way before it went through.
Yeah, I got onto the Amagen one because they're already talking about needing to find a vaccine for like nuclear warfare, like So like, there's a ton of politicians that have bought this Amagen stock. And it's like $200 a share. So I bought two, because I was, I wasn't going to buy a ton, but I've already made like $150 on it. And it's just sitting there. Like, I know that's not crazy, because if I would have spent more money, obviously it would have been, but it's like that small sample size was like, oh shit. Like, what does that tell you though? That kind of scares me to death that the politicians,
politicians are corrupt as fuck, bro.
Yeah. Well, I know, but they're already talking about a fucking nuclear, vaccine because that's they plan on
All
we're
right,
gonna need it.
let's listen to this clip here.
Capitol Police say they have access to 1,800 cameras at their command center in Washington, D.C., including some outside of Pelosi's home. But those cameras were not being actively monitored because the speaker was not home at the time of the attack. Capitol Police only noticed a problem when they saw lights from local police cars in the video feed. Sources say the Pelosi home was equipped with a private security system, but it's not clear if the system's alarm was activated.
Paul's down, get over there.
So it's outside the house.
Now
the
that
feed
is
Okay.
from ABC. Anchor M. McGeehan.
What's
I mean,
CNN
I
stuff?
don't.
Well,
I mean, maybe the guy's just out of his loop because for him to go in there and just admit that. I mean, if it was something else, wouldn't he fucking put something else? Like, no.
Yeah.
It now appears the 911 call that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband made, possibly saving his life, took place because he had been charging his phone in the bathroom. Paul Pelosi reportedly told the man accused of breaking into his home that he had to use the bathroom, where he then secretly dialed 911, keeping the line open, allowing the operator to overhear the two men speaking.
RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is.
Sources say 42-year-old David DePop had zip ties and duct tape in his bags Friday when he allegedly broke into the Pelosi's San Francisco home. And then he called out, "Where's Nancy?"
Oh, Nancy! Nancy!
Echoing the calls made by rioters at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. It now appears.
Of course, you try to blame it on January 6th.
Yeah.
Who charges their fucking phone in the bathroom?
That's
Doesn't it look
weird. That's weird. I
Like-
know people don't like that energy and the blue the
So he's got he's
Having-
earthing. He's got a grounded blanket and
Yeah,
shit.
so
He's got a little
they-
wire hanging out his window going to the ground.
that grounding stuff. I kind of want to get
Have you
into
tried
that.
it?
That
you
looks
seen
hella
this?
nice.
Yeah, like some dudes have been getting that metal duct tape or
Yeah.
whatever, and then they put a wire on it and they run it outside of the supposedly
Put it down the seam of your
supposedly
bed.
helps
Yeah.
you fucking like sleep like a fucking baby.
Guys, we got a good news segment of the week here. God damn it! Who's at the front door? Who is it?
Oh, hey, man. Why do you look so glum? It looks like you could use some good news. See? Do you feel better now? It's the good news segment of the week. Brought to you by Rob Jackson's Sticky Green.
Sticky.
Good news
Super sticky.
of the week.
Time now for our weekend checkup, and you know the old saying, mums are always right?
Yes, they certainly are. Well, they weren't lying, with Queensland researchers discovering a potential link between picking your nose and Alzheimer's disease. Let's bring in GP Dr. Brad Mackay. Morning, Brad. Boy, we didn't see this one coming, but it's important, right? Talk us through it.
Yeah, so again, this is very preliminary research. They're looking at mice, but we're trying to adapt that for humans as well. And so what they found is that there is a particular bacteria called Chlamydia pneumoniae that they were
awful.
Yeah, it is pretty awful. It causes a lot of pneumonia in humans and can also
chlamydia.
cause some infection in mice too. And what they were finding is that where your olfactory nerves are, so we're going from your brain to the top of your nose, the actual bacteria could enter through your nose into that nerve and then find its way to the brain.
It's just like the brain eating amoeba that you get. They say it actually gets to your brain through your fucking nose.
So you just say to your kids when they pick their nose, "You see Joe Biden right there? That's going to be you."
You know what you get if you pick a pig's nose?
What?
Hamburgers.
Don't laugh at that.
Yes.
Don't laugh.
Fucking two
Where's
for
your
two.
boo keys at for that?
Two. Just have a little hamburger, bud.
It's rough. I don't know about that one.
Fuck. You should enjoy that. It's fucking pig humor.
I tried to get my daughter to stop picking her nose last night because she was making the guacamole, and I was like, "I'm not eating that shit. You're picking your nose." And she's like, "Daddy, it just itches. There are no boogers. It just itches." I said, "I don't care that it itches. I'm not eating the guacamole because you're picking your fucking nose and you don't know how to wash your hands."
Just adding some salt to this stuff, Dad. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Why a 3-year-old's making guacamole? I don't know. It's her mom's.
It sounds like a great idea. Like guacamole's delicious.
Mhm.
Kid's like, I love it.
I don't know all about that. You guys hear about this diesel shortage?
Yes, you know what? I've heard about it because it's Wyoming is like, I guess they've switched their refineries in Wyoming to where they actually do biodiesel, and they're actually shipping it to California. And so the only real diesel producer like in the mid like here is in Denver, and so Wyoming's having to get all their freaking diesel from here in Denver, but there's a shortage because of it, because the fuel refineries have, because of all the mandates to like improve the process is so expensive, they just switched to biofuel. But it's also so they've actually, we're not producing as much as we were because of restrictions.
I think it's all bullshit. It's all just a midterm scare. We get over 1,200 gallons a day of diesel at my work every night. So
I know, but what I'm saying is the refineries that were making it aren't making it anymore.
Slowing
They've
down.
switched.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what ABC has to say about it?
Sure.
Turning to the economy, a shortage of diesel fuel is threatening to make inflation even worse. The average price is now $5.30 per gallon, but it's expected to climb even higher in the coming weeks, and that means higher prices for transporting goods. The diesel shortage is blamed in part on the drought, which has slowed down transportation on the Mississippi River, along with a potential railroad strike next month.
That makes no fucking sense.
So I think they really just want to get rid of diesels, because you know how diesels can run for forever if you take care of it, right? And they really want to push the electrical car thing. Well, because normal cars, gasoline engines, usually will shit out at a time. So you can quit over time building them up. A diesel engine, you can keep fine tuning that thing and it'll run forever. And that's its competition to electric cars. So if they can make gas or they can make diesel at the pump $12 a gallon, everyone will have to sell or get rid of their diesels because they can't afford to drive them. So therefore, they've already chopped one of the roadblocks away. I don't know. I'm spitballing, but it makes sense.
Enough people quit buying it, the price will come down. Like my dad used to always say, because I'm like 5th generation oil field, right? My dad's like, it's easy if you don't like oil and gas, stop buying the product, and the price will come down. I promise. You know what I mean? So in a way, yes, but I think the real push, yes, they're trying to push electric vehicles, but I don't think that's the answer. Hydrogen. Have you seen some of these vehicles that they've came out with? Like Hyundai in Australia worked out a deal for hydrogen. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
fucking legit. And they're putting
that's
like
been a thing for a
logistics
minute.
in. Yeah, I told my wife, I'm like, remember when they had that huge, it was on 2020 or 60 Minutes about hydrogen vehicles like 10 or 15 fucking years ago. It was a while ago. And GE even built a freaking generator for every house that you could have that would power your house off hydrogen. You could just run pipelines of hydrogen to power everybody's home. It was awesome. And it just kind of went away. And I think the reason why it went away is all the fossil fuel people bought up those industries and just kind of, let's suppress that a little while. We have to get our money back from drilling all this oil. But I do believe hydrogen's the way we're going to end up going.
Corey, was that you and me that went back and forth about the conspiracy of the guys doing the hydrogen engines and they always just mysteriously died, before they could get their patents approved?
I don't know if you and I talked about it, but I do know that'd be actually an interesting episode just to go into, because this hydrogen development has been, it was years ago. They talked about doing
the exhaust is fucking water vapor.
I mean, it would have been around the time Ford was pumping out vehicles towards the end of his career.
I know Hyundai actually is in Australia is their partnership. That's legit as hell. And that's the best route in my opinion, because the problem with electric vehicles is the battery capacity one, and what the batteries are made of.
Battery. We don't have the technology to make a great battery.
Where does the energy in the end still come from? Mostly
coal. It's a fight between it's a fight between coal and oil.
It's still fossil fuels. It's still, it's still doing that, where hydrogen is not. Hydrogen is a totally separate industry, and it's the most abundant freaking element in our area, isn't it? Hydrogen? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or is it nitrogen?
People who believe electric vehicles save the environment sound like this guy.
And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
What the fuck?
I like
there's
to ride my
technically-
bike on a Wednesday, apple soup on a Tuesday, and I got a seatbelt on my cousin's sister.
I mean,
What the fuck?
if you count like Guam, Puerto Rico, it's technically 54, but still, like, come on, guy. It hurts
like,
me
"Oh, you
that
didn't
he's the
heard
leader
that-
of the free world, supposedly.
Washington
Alright.
D.C. is going to be its own.
Obama
own
said that
state?
too. Didn't Obama say that too? Didn't he say something like 58 states or something stupid like that?
Well, Guam gets to vote, right? Samoa gets to vote. Puerto Rico, they're not actually states; they're territories.
They
but
don't get a
they
vote.
count. Yeah, they do. Puerto Rico's got senators in the fucking
No, they
DC.
No, they
Bet.
don't. I bet you right now they don't. Now go look it
Because
up.
I know they were talking about wanting
I'm
to
right.
do Puerto Rico and
They want Puerto Rico to have a
and Washington
vote,
D.C. to have become their own states.
and the Supreme Court literally just ruled this week that Samoan people or people of the islands have really no rights.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it.
They have electoral votes, but they don't have meaningful representation. You're right.
I know. Bet. That's the second time you try to
Say
correct
that.
me. You've been wrong. What was
What
the
was
other?
the first time?
It was unkempt. I
Yeah,
said
unkempt.
may look unkempt. You're like unkempt. Unkempt, you fucking idiot. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care about that.
Oh, well, you
You're
should.
fucking English Nazi
Can't
over
be
there.
mad.
You're fucking Nazi of everything.
It's like,
Show us your Nazi tattoo. Wait, what?
I got a Russian tattoo. I prefer that type, totalitarianism over fascism. Let's go communism all the way. Let's see what else we got here. Did you guys?
You want to talk about the crab shortage?
Yes, I
Did you
do.
ever hear- did you ever
I
hear
have
about
not
that?
heard about the crab shortage, but
Well,
yeah.
it's not the first time they've closed the season.
Huh?
It's-
Oh, so
They've
you know
closed-
you've
they've
heard
closed,
about it, Devin?
They've
Yeah.
closed the fishing seasons on those before, and it all has to do with the numbers of the crab. But the king crab one is interesting because
Yeah,
they were
that's
like,
what I was talking
we don't
about,
know where
yeah.
they are.
Yeah, they've like disappeared.
Yeah.
Billions
maybe
of
they would-
snow crabs have disappeared from the waters around Alaska. Yeah, and they just have vanished. Scientists, all these people don't know where the fuck they went. They're like, yeah, where'd they go? What's happening?
But they're also saying the warmer waters, like snow crab, are more sensitive to the warming waters. But what's interesting is even the king crab numbers are down, and they're not near as sensitive to warming waters. Because
Yeah.
we have had like what El Nino there. How many years in a row did we have that? It was quite a few with warmer water than normal. So that's
Yeah.
going to affect the population. But yeah, crab finna get expensive. You think it's expensive now? Like fucking
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, you ain't going to no China King buffet and getting.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no all you can eat.
No, you get the two little ones.
All right, guys, we talked about Kanye, so
They
let's.
put me as the only person that would say this. And I'm just saying that was 4 Jewish members that controlled my voice because for the fact that 90% of Black people in entertainment, from sports to music to acting, are in some way tied into Jewish business people, meaning that in some way, just like if Ram is sitting next to Obama or Jared sitting next to Trump, there's a Jewish person right there controlling the country, the Jewish people controlling that who gets the best video or not, controlling what the media says about
It's a
me.
person, not Jewish. Let me just say one thing.
But they are though. That's the only thing. It just so happens that they are. It just so
You
happens that they are.
saying
That
that's
doesn't
a-
mean that I hate them.
Yes,
that
yes,
just
yes.
means that they are.
But it's a dog whistle. 2, let me just say, as I would love to add more love to the world, I would love you to do that as a person with a big voice, with a big, powerful voice that a lot of people look up to. And when you say Jewish media, it's funny how this world works that way. When you say Jewish media or Jews are controlling the voice of Black artists, Black people, Black artists, when you say that,
Am I not allowed to say it out loud?
you can say it. There's a large number of people that are hurting and have anger and even have hate in their heart when they hear Jewish media. That hate starts being directed towards the Jewish people. Do acknowledge that. Do you understand? Can you feel the hate in the world? That's when that comes to the surface when you say stuff like that.
You guys want to hear the second clip of that before we talk about it? Or
Sure. Yeah.
My people
This is Lex Friedman. Kanye's on.
are sick. If I load up Apple Music right now and I play the top songs in the rap chart, I would tell you my people are sick. If I go to the restaurants and opportunity zones and we look at the calorie rating and the cholesterol, I would tell you that my people are sick. If we look at the obesity rate, you will see that my people are sick. And my people meaning all people. If the media picks an overweight black woman and says this is body goals, then the media are influencing my people to stay sick. And it just so happens that night, I was so frustrated after 20 years that I had to call it out in one tweet. Even if I say, hey, okay, I was frustrated for these reasons, now it's not good enough. You've literally tried to make me re-apologize 10 times in this meeting, re-say this, re-say that, but it doesn't change the fact that my people are sick, and I'm the only person in my position that will say that my people are sick.
That's interesting. I don't think that's racism. Do you think that's racism?
It's interesting for
Hey,
sure.
Colonel Sanders.
He's not wrong.
Happy to have you. Happy
Yeah,
to
I
have
saw
you.
that.
It says y'all are live. Like, are we not? Is it coming across?
Y'all getting fancy
Text
now.
on the
Right.
screen. Y'all getting
Fan of facts.
There's a really good book written by a black gentleman named Mason Weaver titled "It's Okay to Leave the Plantation."
Mm-hmm.
And I met him. He's a cool dude.
Really?
That's
cool. Is he alive still or no?
I don't know, because last time I saw him was like 15 years ago.
It'd be cool to get him on an interview if he was live.
He might be. I mean, I could look him up. He was probably. I'm trying to think how old he was.
I'm sorry.
He'd be in his 60s now. But anyway, he talks about growing up in the South, right? And how he was a Democrat. He joined the Navy, experienced racism there. Like, actually got attacked and got fucked up by a racist on the ship. Goes to UC Berkeley. He goes to Berkeley. And he decides, I'm really fast forwarding on his book, but he decides he's going to write a paper. He's taking some political class. He's going to write a paper about how the Democrats and what they have done for the black community and versus what Republicans have done. And he said during his research, he found out that it was Republicans that actually during the civil rights movements were the ones. Well, one, it was Republicans who abolished slavery. Two, it was Republicans that voted for black people to be able to vote. All the rights that happened in the civil rights were all voted in by Republicans and not Democrats. He's like, well, this can't be. So he kept researching it. And what he ends up finding out is through this book, he talks about how the black leaders of the church, that mentality goes all the way back to the slave days when the slave owners actually had people from Europe come and teach them how to control and maintain order on the plantations. And so the leaders of the black community during the slave days was the pastor of the slaves, and he answered to the master, right? So like Al Sharpton and those that's why in the black community, the reverends and the church leaders are more of the leaders of the community in the eyes of the community. And that all stems back from freaking slave days.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And how to separate, no fatherhood. We can't have families. If we have families, there's too much of a unit and separating the children's harder. So you definitely want to promote no fathering of the children, all kinds of stuff. It's stereotypical, normal things, but it's true. And this is what happened and they perpetuated it. And it's an awesome book. I recommend it to everybody. It didn't take long to read. It's probably 150 pages, but the only reason I read it is because I met the guy and he told me about his book, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a read. And I was like, holy shit. It gives you great insight on just how they kind of keep your thumb on you. Not just the black community, but everybody.
Do you think there's a similar structure for everyone, though?
Yes. They want to keep the poor. Now, just so happens a lot of the poor, the majority of poor, they're still white poor. You know what I mean? But the majority of poor is of color. But it's just to keep the poor there and by the vote.
I agree with that, Colonel Sanders. Political parties do tend to flip sides every so often. I think we're seeing the transition from old power Democrats to new power Republicans. And then in 20, 30 years, we'll see a whole different shift of Democrats, and they'll win over the Republican vote. But right now, you're seeing, I think that's why you see such a clinging towards these groups that are very loud. Not necessarily good for the nation, but are very loud because they are base supporters that help the old ones stay in power. They're easily manipulable.
And they also get the most reaction in the media, right? And
yeah,
the way our internet is now and our social media is now, it's like whoever can get the most views, most reactions, most like on their comments is what you end up fucking seeing. So you see the extreme of both sides. And I still believe the majority of America is right in the middle. You know what I mean? Like they don't believe everything on the left. They don't believe everything on the right. Like I'm fiscally conservative, but when it comes to like socially, I'm liberal as fuck. Like, hey, go do you, bro. You know what I mean? Like
vote. God bless you all.
I can't vote for that though.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Exit left. Left, Joe. Exit left.
Tim Ryan in Ohio said he doesn't want you there. Warnock said wouldn't say. Do you think they're making a mistake?
No, there are 16 there I've already gone in for yet, and a lot more to ask. Another 20 or so. I'm going to be going in.
You're gonna be. What the fuck did you say to me? We could do that all day. That would be just a great live show.
I voted.
I was apologizing for my back. My mother would be very angry. I was talking with people with my back to them. I apologize. So thank you all so very, very much.
And for people to believe that one person really rules the country is wrong. It's not just to go.
It's Congress. I think Congress.
Yeah,
Congress,
that's where the real power is in the Congress, Senate.
The lords that stay in power for 30, 40 years. That's why they won't give themselves term limits. They don't want to give up that power.
I mean, I've voted. I'm not going to lie. I voted for Democrats before that I agree with, because there are some Democrats who
voted for Obama.
I did not, but
you look like an Obama voting.
Well, that's why I have such a hard time believing libertarianism will take hold, because people love
extreme
people love versus. They love 1v1. They just love it. We're built for it. Every sport we have is 1v1. We don't want to have a third party ruin.
Like WWE when you had the 3 different tag teams in there beating the shit out of each other.
It was awesome, but the British got that figured out a long time ago. That's more effective.
There's a little guy behind the curtain, Colonel Sanders. There is.
Yeah, there definitely is.
If you ask May, he's always been all in on Illuminati, motherfucker, ever since I'd known him. It's the Illuminati.
Well, we did that Illuminati episode.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in Illuminati too. I'm right there with you, May. I don't know if you guys know what's going on here in South Dakota, but we need to talk about weed for a minute. All right.
Are we supposed to subscribe to like a daily South Dakota like mail chain or what? How do you want us to keep
I'm
up
giving
with
you
guys in South Dakota?
Let me give you a South Dakota update. I'm your boots on the ground.
I just didn't know if we were gonna as a new segment, be like, what's coming from Colorado in the backwoods of Tennessee? Here we are. Because that would be cool. I'd be down with that.
No, you got me all distracted. There is a fight in South Dakota. So 2 years ago, South Dakota voted. They go, can we legalize medical marijuana and can we legalize it as a recreational drug? Should we do one or the other, or should we do both? And everyone voted pretty substantially to do both. And then it was taken to the South Dakota Supreme Court, and they said it was a invalid petition because it required 2 things on it instead of a singular motion. and so therefore the entire thing was denied.
Oh, so they have to have separate amendments or whatever.
Yeah. And so now it is once again up to vote Tuesday whether to legalize weed for recreation. Now, here's the thing. Like, I love South Dakota, but it blows my mind because I listen to the conservative talk radio out of Sioux Falls, come driving in, you know, and this guy, you know, I forget, you know, it's been 5 years since I've been back here, you know, and he has nothing but anti-weed propaganda on, like nonstop. Fentanyl laced weed. He had a sheriff from Colorado come on his show and talk about the horrors of weed. You know, just like really,
that'd be an interesting show to. That'd be an interesting show to listen to.
Yes, yeah, because well, and here's the thing: is you can link everything to anything you want if you know if you're really trying hard. Yeah. And so it's just being used in weed for some reason here, and I don't know what the reasoning is, but here's an
increase in legalized marijuana is sending more pets to the hospital. One poison control center reports 6,200 cases of apparent marijuana poisoning of pets in the last year. Vets advise people not to leave weed laying around, saying pets don't ingest marijuana like people do.
I mean, that's people getting high as fuck and then blowing it in the dogs. Yeah,
you let the brownies on the table, motherfucker. The dog can eat. Be like, whoa.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Or you blow it into a bag and you put it over the muzzle.
You ever seen a dog just go straight into a bag of weed? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Goddamn cats and birds are just all fucking high, just barely hanging on. What's the ones that just mimic everything? That'll be what the parrot says all the time.
So they're coming for your pets. A little bit of fear mongering.
For sure. Yeah, that always.
So we've got a new segment. I don't have a story for it this week, but I just play the jingle and then you guys are aware of it. So when you see a story about, well, I guess the Kanye story sort of works.
Yeah, everyone, you can sing along too. It's Moloch News, Moloch News. It's out there to eat kids and Jews. It's Moloch.
Are we trying to get taken down?
It's an update, everybody.
Hopefully we'll land. Nice tight fit.
It's Moloch News, everybody.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Talk about eating kids and Jews. Moloch News.
Spike's definitely not coming to the show anymore. It's like, wow, I am so glad I didn't do that.
Are we playing that Where's Spike like Truck and Santa Claus?
Where in the world is
Bazooka Jew Cohen?
Yeah.
Where is he? Where is Spike Cohen this week? This is Devin's punishment. It's Devin's punishment for having a meltdown on our Facebook page.
I almost again, he was promoting something, and I almost again went in there as Phantom Facts and said, "Don't worry, he's not probably won't show up. 70% chance." But I didn't.
I appreciate that.
So funny.
So where's he at?
I'm looking.
Now I know he was on vacation with Tasha.
Right.
You know.
How can you tell on his Twitter or what?
He posts so much stuff
I'm
though.
still friends with him on Facebook. So me and Spike feel tight.
Like on his personal page? Or...
Listen, I am going to see if maybe Tasha has a sister. You know, me and Spike be brother-in-laws, huh? I'm okay with that. Have you seen Tasha? Oh my!
No, I haven't.
Absolutely beautiful.
He was somewhere on the beach.
Yeah,
he got a picture of the ocean.
Went and helped the people that got destroyed by the hurricane, and then spent some quality time on the beach. Really clear the soul of it. Friend of the show, Jeff Masters. You guys didn't. He came on. He was the one that came up with Vibe Check. Remember that Vibe Check? I think he was only on once or twice. Yeah, the other Marine from Florida. Anyway, his house was in the eye of the storm for Fort Myers for the hurricane over there, Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
Then they had a kid like 2 weeks later. So destroyed his house, and
I could tell you. Well, I could tell you where Spike's going to be in 2
Okay.
days.
All right,
He's
where's Spike going to be in 2 days?
He's going to be at the Brevard Zoo in Melbourne,
Australia.
I don't think so. No, somewhere in probably South Carolina.
There's a Melbourne in Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah,
Why is he going to a fucking zoo?
That's what he said. Join us there because that's election night, right?
What are your questions there, Colonel Sanders?
Tell him to call in.
Should we give him the StreamYard link?
If he's on his computer, he can just join.
I sent him a StreamYard link there. If you want to hop on for a few minutes, we can more than happy to have you on, Colonel Sanders. Get some news from the Kentucky over there. Best taste in Lee's chicken in the whole Southern Hemisphere. Let's see here. While we're waiting, NCAA football is on trial. It's minute 26.
This morning, college football on trial in what could be a landmark jury case involving the NCAA.
Matt Gee had a life expectancy of 80 years if he had lived a full life.
The widow of a former University of Southern California football player is suing the NCAA for failing to protect her husband from head trauma that she says ultimately caused his death. Matthew Gee was a star linebacker for USC and part of the 1990 Rose Bowl winning team. He died at the age of 49.
When my colleagues studied Matt Gee's brain, they found that he had stage 2 CTE.
Experts say symptoms often show up decades after individuals get exposed to repeated head impacts. These lawyers claim in the lawsuit, quote, for years, the NCAA has kept players like Matthew Gee and the public in the dark about an epidemic that was slowly killing college athletes. But the NCAA in court on Friday says it's not responsible for Gee's death, instead blaming it on poor health choices.
A terrible series of events beginning when he was 9 years old killed him, but that's what killed Mr. Gee. Not football from 30 or 40 years ago.
And while
I agree with that. Bro, you can't just blame that
say,
on
greed?
fucking NCAA. He's
I
been
know.
playing football since a kid. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? Maybe he had a concussion and lied about it and kept playing. Like, there's people that do that, like the Sam Shields thing. Do you see that coming out of Green Bay? Wish
No.
I'd have never played football. I'm like, shut the
Shields?
fuck up.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. It was all over the news.
You look it up. Don't you tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just silly. Like, you know what you're doing. You
signed on the line.
Yeah.
Well, and he even admits in that article, as I was reading it, he admits in the article that, yeah, like he would feign injury, like he was fucked up and he wouldn't tell anybody. He'd just play because he wanted to get paid, right? Shit like
Which they all
that.
do. Yeah.
Which he said he was getting pressure from his agent and stuff. I'm like, okay, fine. But bro, if you're fucking hurt, like you already made millions, you're still putting yourself at risk. I mean, that's
It's
just,
definitely harder back then than it is now. Now
I agree. I do
you
agree
know.
with that. Like, yes. But
Can I just ask a question? Like, are we opposed to just going back to leather helmets?
No.
We're closer to going
I'm
to
not
flag
saying-
football than we
take
are.
away shoulder. We take away shoulder pads. We take away helmets.
People will die then. You know, that's
No,
the reason
I
they
think you'll
brought that
see.
in.
I think
Or
you'll
the
see
first-
how many
maybe-
fucking
how many
fake
rugby
pussies are in the
players?
NFL.
Can we look how many rugby players have died playing rugby? I mean,
If you're
because that
concerned
would be
about
the,
it, don't fucking play.
that would be the.
You want to live to 80 eating fucking vegetarian soup.
I mean, that's
Go
fair.
for it. Like, I mean,
And that's
think
the
about your
thing.
life
Who says they
choices,
can
you know
live
what
to
I'm saying?
80? You could play one game of badminton and then fucking get smoked in the face by a crane or a train, and you're dead. Well, that was
Yeah.
terrible, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
My in-laws are hardcore vegetarians, right? Not always were they. They're pescatarian, I guess, technically, because they eat fish, right? And they still eat dairy. But they're like, the life expectancy is 8 years better for a vegetarian than a meat eater. I was like, you know what? You can have those last 8 years. It's fine. If that means I don't get to eat bacon, like, nah, I'm out. Like, I want the bacon. I want the fried chicken. You know what I mean?
It's all just bullshit.
Well,
'cause
how
you
you
could
wanna
instantly
live.
die the minute. I mean, look at all the people that took the jab.
I agree. And genetics do play into it. And they smoked for 20 years. Like, yeah, your cholesterol's fucked probably because you smoked for so long. That's
Yeah.
the choice you made. You smoked for 20 years. You end up with higher cholesterol when you're older. Sorry, bro. I don't smoke. I suck on bacon. You know what I mean?
That's
There's-
square.
There's Devin Sound right there.
Yeah, bet.
There's a new one right there. Just keep adding them on. I can't wait. Do you guys want to hear the truth behind after Hurricane Ian destroyed Florida? The truth about Teslas.
Now, with an urgent alert in the aftermath of Hurricane Ian in Florida, some electric vehicles have been bursting into flames. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, has more on some of the hurricane-damaged vehicles. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. So this is a typical lot where they'd
Hey, good
store
morning,
cars that have been totaled by flood damage. You can see how closely parked all those vehicles are. And this is a field where they have to store EVs so they don't burst into flames and burn anything else down. And right now in Florida, officials are sounding the alarm and they're asking the federal government for guidance.
In Hurricane Ian's aftermath, electric vehicles bursting into flames spontaneously after being damaged in floodwaters. Car batteries catching fire, prompting an urgent new warning from the state.
Is the theory that when salt water interacts with these EV batteries, they turn into something of a time bomb?
Well, we just can assume that that's contributing to it because all these are storm damaged vehicles that were flooded.
It's a real concern among firefighters, those fires proving very difficult to put out.
So how much water would you put on a typical gas-powered car?
Sometimes we just take a tank of water on the engine, around 750 to 1,000 gallons.
How much on something
These,
like this?
we're doing 8,000 plus gallons of water, just constant flow, trying to cool them down and stop the batteries.
So like 10 to 12 times the amount of water is
Yeah.
required to put a
Yeah.
car out like this.
Easily.
An EV.
Correct.
Gentlemen, we have
The
the one.
you're not doing that in California with your
That's
water
a
budget.
That's a PSA, bro. Like,
Yeah.
don't let your Tesla get flooded.
Before we go on any further, we have the one, the only, the Colonel.
Hello. You even got the dark shades, bro.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing good. Thank you. Thanks for coming on the show. Nice to have a surprise guest for the show. We just been going through the latest news stories there, but loving your comments in here. What have you been up to, Colonel?
Well, other than my dog, just been working around the house. So
You just lost your dog. Of how old was she?
she's 17.
Yeah, 17.
Wow, that's a good run.
It's a really good run. I'm trying to put Devin up in the dunce corner over here.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Yes. There you go. Anyway.
What
I
kind of
have
dog
some
was it?
exciting news, but I'm not allowed to share it with anybody yet.
Oh, dang.
Way to tease. I know. Do they have to follow you on TikTok in order to get the announcement there? What's the
It's like living with my wife.
That's exactly. What's the TikTok for everyone watching?
At Real Colonel Sanders.
At Real Colonel Sanders. All right. On TikTok.
You have to wait about 6 months, but
6 months.
Holy moly.
You heard it here first, folks.
Not really. You just heard where you go to hear the real.
yeah.
The
If
ultimate
I decide to post it.
Well, that's exciting. What do you mean? If you now you're not going to post it?
I like to tease people. You know how I am with the recipe and stuff.
It's gonna be a Rick roll.
Yeah. Never gonna hurt.
Who is Corey's hero?
Who is Corey's hero?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Rick.
Oh, yes. Yes. He is. The best of course they would use a ginger to be the ultimate troll song. Just another long list of examples of gingers being persecuted in this
That
world.
video never gets old though.
Well, that's the magic of the ginger.
It's the dance, really, is what it is, bro.
We should do a Phantom Facts ginger troll for TikTok.
I'll like
we
it.
all we all do segments of the dance. No, you guys, come on, help me out here, guys. What's the matter with the phones?
You know,
sitting there looking at your phones. I can see the glow.
Well, I was just looking
I can see the
at
glow.
this.
What's up, May?
Nothing.
Talk to us. No, tell us. What's
That's
going on?
good. That's good. I wanted to set up my TikTok so when he posts this thing in 6 months, it's
Oh, what a save!
right across my. And then I got into some fucking shirtless Colonel Sanders ad that motherfucker had a 6-pack, and I was
Oh,
like,
I hate that.
well, that's okay.
I hate that.
Since Colonel's with us, I think we should do a good news segment of the week. Don't you guys think so?
I thought we did one. We're doing another one.
Let's
Yeah,
do,
let's do another
let's
one.
go a double
Yeah.
down.
Double down. All right, here we go. God damn it. Who's at the front door? Who is it?
Oh, hey, man. Why do you look so glum? It looks like you could use some good news.
Good news.
See? Don't you feel better now? It's the good news segment of the week. Brought to you by Rob Jackson's Sticky Green. Good news of the week.
This morning, skyrocketing loan payments and rising rents have some residents buzzing.
The bees came out unleashed and swarming, angry, and they started stinging everybody there.
In Western Massachusetts, one woman unleashed a swarm of bees, trying to stop sheriff's deputies from enforcing an eviction notice. Hundreds of bees, described as aggressive, began stinging
I'm gonna use
deputies.
that on corporate.
One had to go to the emergency room. Investigators say the woman arrested does not appear to know the man being evicted, but is known to travel from outside the area to protest these cases.
That's not protesting. That is not demonstrating. That is breaking the law.
Officials dispute over ownership of the home in regards to a bankruptcy case. It comes as homeowners and tenants across the country face growing pressure in this post-pandemic economy, with interest rates on loans rising along with rents. Nationally, rents are up 20% from early 2020. Eviction moratoriums put in place during the pandemic have long since expired, and federal aid programs are winding down. Eviction filings in 11 major cities are up significantly. In some areas, more than 20%. Back in Massachusetts, authorities say emotions often run high during evictions, but this protester took it too far.
Instead of looking at 4 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon with intent, she could have been looking at manslaughter.
I mean, technically, people do die from bees tax. You know what I'm saying?
Where did she get the bees?
I don't know.
How do you get that many bees without getting stung yourself?
Maybe she had a hive just on
Probably
standby.
smoke. You know, she's probably a
Put 'em in a box or
bee
something like that?
dancer.
Shake the box up real quick.
Next charge is going to be she stole a hive from somebody.
Yes, yeah.
All jokes
It
aside,
went out
that's-
back and it was gone.
That's a new
Yeah.
one. I've never heard of somebody unleashing bees on people.
She's getting time for that, bro.
4 felonies.
Woo.
4 felonies. So don't do that, Colonel. Sanders.
Imagine going
No,
to the
I'm
big
not gonna do
house
that. I was
and
joking.
you're in there with
I thought this
Melinda.
was a joke when it started playing, and then I heard the other voices. Oh wow, this is real.
Melinda's like, "What are you in here for?" Oh, I unleashed a bunch of bees on some eviction people. Oh, okay, well, hold this pocket now.
What's your thought on I'm going left field here, I know, but we gotta segue it over to JFK. Do you think JFK was taken out by a single shooter, or
You asking me?
yeah, I'm asking the colonel himself.
I know. Well, I don't know because I wasn't there, but I don't think Oswald was the only shooter. I think there was more than that.
We
I have
listened-
2 theories. I either think the government was involved or the mafia was involved.
Well, here is this story.
What about NASA?
Just because he went to the moon?
All
I was
right.
to say he funded NASA. NASA should be giving him high fives.
We also knew that we could never get to the moon, so they were like, "Oh,
no, we're not going there again. We're talking JFK. We're not talking about you making
Yes,
fucking
yes.
bullshit.
Stop it. Bring it back.
I love
Bring it
JFK.
back.
And the moon.
Latest JFK news.
President Biden is facing a lawsuit over records connected to JFK's assassination. A group wants a judge to overthrow Biden's decision last year to postpone the release of thousands of documents. The lawsuit argues the government has not followed through on a law which said all records related to the shooting had to be released by 2017.
So that's the latest update.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
gotta be bad, right? Like, only reason they're not releasing it is people are gonna be pissed.
Well, will it ever though? Because who put that law in place? That
I don't remember. I don't know the whole. I don't know the whole story behind that.
Because there's another
particular
juicy one that
Probably
will
the
break.
CIA.
Was that 9/11? That all that information will leak too. There was another one tied in with that JFK thing. Was like, man, if we wait just another 20 years, this big whopping reveal is going to happen. But also, just like the JFK thing, they're not going to give that to us. They would
You
be
don't think so?
stupid to.
You
No.
don't think so? You don't think?
I'd be concerned if I was working in the building that those records were kept in. Just
Yes.
saying. Like, I'm out. I need a new job.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or you take it like a legend and you share it.
Become the next Snowden.
Yeah. Right?
I
Or
mean,
no?
I don't know who. It's got to be only on paper, right? It's
Not from back then? Yeah.
Could never
Yeah.
been transcribed to a computer program.
At that point, if it's that sensitive, you just burn it. Or
and just keep saying you're going to release them.
or-
Oh yeah.
Well, we lost that.
Remember that fire?
Remember all that information we went to the moon? It's just kind of with that JFK information. We all just kind of lost it. Just press delete.
It was this one asshole in one interview, and you're like, "Yep, they got rid of all of it." Listen to that guy.
No, that's
It's probably the same dude that did the JFK stuff. He's like, hey, you know what? I had a real big brain fart that day. Just lost 2 of them all.
Come to find out, he's Biden's like third cousin. Is the same brain thing.
Yes. I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, why would you? Because it's what? How long has it been since JFK has been assassinated?
69, right? I mean, well, that's
63.
Yeah,
63 is assassinated. So let's do our math.
Well, it's
Math.
47 plus 22.
There you go. So it's been a
69.
long.
Oh, what a great! That's a good number.
Nice.
You know what? Kennedy would want that released on that number. Like,
yeah.
I wish I could do a Kennedy impersonation right now because I could have killed with it. But I
We're
can't.
going to the moon.
We're waiting. We're waiting until 69 years. The same 69 years I used on Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, don't fade out. Go strong with it.
Yeah.
I 69 that all night long, Jackie. Okay, all right, it's on now again.
You lost it at the end, but
I did. It went down. It was, all right. Final thing here is now. Do you know why they have been pushing so hard to make once again out of left field COVID vaccine on kids? You know why they want kids to? They want that approval from the FDA for kids to be able to get the COVID vaccine.
I saw that. What's your theory?
Well, so the law is if you can say that it's part of the immunization program,
It's still up to local schools, right?
You are free from any type of if the FDA.
Oh, okay.
You're free from any type of legal action taken against you ever. Which I don't know how that became a law.
Well, they did it because I read a thing about it one time. It was because of to help them promote them to make vaccines because they didn't want any backlash from just to help promote the research of it.
All right. Well, this is from the Morning Wire.
So, Megan, to start, what exactly is the CDC voting on this week? Because I've seen some reports claiming that they're deciding whether to add COVID vaccines to the list of things that kids need to get before they go to school. Is that correct?
No, it's not. Not yet, anyway. So the question that the CDC took up was whether to add COVID vaccines to the Vaccines for Children's program. And what that is a federally funded program that provides vaccinations to kids whose families may not be able to afford them. So they voted unanimously to do that. And now what that will do is attach a stronger level of recommendation than simply advising parents to get their children vaccinated for COVID. I spoke to Dr. Marty McCary of Johns Hopkins just before the vote. Here's what he told me.
That's what's got people concerned because it could be a slippery slope and lead to a broad statement that every kid must get this vaccine. Now, if they decide to go down that path, the COVID vaccine in children would be the first ever vaccine on the child immunization schedule that's not supported by solid evidence in the literature that it reduces disease in the community.
So the vote on the immunization schedule question, that is whether the COVID vaccine might be added to that list of school required immunizations, will happen later on Thursday. But this vote suggests that they're likely to approve that.
Are they charging for the vaccines now?
Well, they're charging the government for the vaccines. They're not charging people.
So the government. So are we as taxpayers funding the government for that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So why would they
the
be
money, the currency they
adding
print.
it to a program if it's free, other than the taxpayers, if it's free for families who can't afford vaccines, if it's free, why are they adding it to a program for families that, did you hear what they said?
Yeah, I
there?
see what you're saying. It makes sense.
Like they
right?
said,
so the poor people can
people
have
can't
access to
afford it, but
Yeah.
it's
Well, doesn't
free.
it remind you of the Tuskegee
Yeah.
experiment a little bit, where they tested on? It was mostly poor black people, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's people with syphilis in Alabama.
Yeah. People
we
who
have a podcast about it.
Yeah. But that's when I heard that. That's what it sort of reminded me, is like an extra push towards. This is all a big test, in my opinion. They're just sort of seeing what happens.
I don't think it's rolled out to like kill a bunch of people, but there's no way of anybody really knowing what the side effects are going to be 10, 12 years down the road. It's too new for that.
No, I have no clue. Isn't it usually you have to wait 10 years? It's a 10-year process, I thought, before
Usually, but I don't know what kind of technology they got today that's
no
more
idea either.
advanced or not advanced. And
Well, you see, I've heard it been described as it's actually this mRNA is a platform, right? Think of it as just like a platform, like a Windows platform to run your apps off of. So as certain biological weapons are introduced in, let's say, biological warfare, that you have had this platform installed in you so that no matter what type of biological warfare takes place, they can come up with something and it can work off of that platform. Now that's from the guy that created it. That's what he's saying. I've got the clips.
To help, to protect people, not to just instantly turn them off and kill them.
No.
You wanted to go the other way.
So the guy that created it, that's what he's saying. Is he's saying that the reason why it was created, the mRNA, is to be used as a platform. So as certain biological weapons are introduced, warfare or accidental like COVID, people have this platform through the vaccine they've been getting, and then depending on what the biological weapon is, they've already been installed with the regular platform. They just got a little update they got to give them, and it will protect them. Now that's coming from the guy that actually created it,
right?
So it's interesting. I
So the
think
people who don't have
I
updates,
have no
we're all gonna have to just.
You'll be okay. It's gonna be fine. Okay, man. I'll give you hugs.
That's interesting.
Here, I'll play
Check
one
your
clip.
update.
It's a minute 23.
I'm on iPhone 3.
So that's the battlefield. That's the real environment we're in. So we have to have some technology to enable rapid response. And we need to have capabilities that can be deployed at the population level. This RNA tech was one of the ones, together with monoclonal antibodies, that the government has long believed had huge potential to enable that type of rapid response. They actually like monoclonal antibodies better. The idea behind monoclonal antibodies that they really like is you can administer these products to a special forces group. They go in theater, do their business, come back out, go see their wife. Monoclonal antibodies gone, it's cleared. The problem is that the technology just has not performed. The monoclonal antibody technology is too kludgy, it's too cumbersome, and what we've learned over the last 3 years is that viruses and pathogens can evolve to escape that fairly rapidly because they're fairly specific. Okay, we've all seen viral evolution in real time. We experienced it. So that's the unmet medical need that is being attempted, at least that's the justification underlying this, is that there is an unmet need for some technology that will now allow rapid response to both emerging pathogens and engineered pathogens, such as biowarfare or terrorism-based pathogens. The truth is that DARPA, which is the operational development arm, basically the CIA, fell in love with the RNA technology over a decade ago. And they decided to capitalize it and force it into the market space. And for instance, they're the ones that have capitalized through In-Q-Tel, their investment arm, the new RNA manufacturing facilities up in Canada. This is a CIA program. Don't, there's no ambiguity here. I'm not telling state secrets. The technology was basically pulled out of the trash can because it had been suppressed by Merck after I developed it over 30 years ago, and advanced very aggressively by DARPA. DARPA funded and basically built Moderna. They're continuing to push all this, and they're pushing it through the government. And what you're seeing is the power of the intelligence community and the new biodefense industrial complex that's developed since the Anthrax attacks and really goes beyond that, in being able to push their agenda through the government. Okay, when you see all these things that Paul's documenting, all these circumventing of normal procedures and rules, that's happening because largely our intelligence community is pushing that through the administrative state structure.
Well, that's scary, eh?
Yeah.
CIA and fucking everything.
DARPA. We need to research DARPA a little bit, I guess, huh?
Damn.
I mean, wouldn't that make sense? Like, because they're sort of, they used to hide all this stuff, but now I think they've realized that if they just
what's the point? What's the agenda? Just that's what I don't get.
What was the agenda behind Tuskegee?
Well, I mean, that was just to learn, I guess. I mean, really, it was fuck. They came out with the cure, and they're like, you know what? Keep them sick. We want to see what really happens. How long
why
do you really leave untreated?
Now that was some random county in, where was it? Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so why wouldn't they do that on a grander scale? It's in their nature. They can't help.
I wouldn't put it past
You're a human being, are you, to do that? Like, I don't get. I guess. I mean,
what do they care?
Morality out the window? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, morality doesn't exist. What? Well, what's more? See, morality is subjective, though, right? Your view of morality versus their view of morality could be two completely different things. Whoever the Ville is, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm with you, the Ville. I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you're right.
I'm just mind boggled right now. I just learned 3 different new names that I can't even pronounce through that one audio clip.
I was gonna say, let's wait to end the podcast today on a heavy note.
It's all about the cash
Right?
grab. They don't care about nobody.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Afraid of more questions than answers, everybody. Good luck with the rest of your weekend.
Yeah.
I still have questions.
Don't forget
about
to
the lady
text
with
us
the
or call
bees.
in.
Random facts.
Like, what happened with the honey there? Did they keep the honey? Did they,
I'm just wondering how did she use a vacuum cleaner and put it on reverse, or like
chuck the whole hive at him?
Just open up the door barely enough and stick the nozzle through it. Just 3,000 angry bees come flying through.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but just the sound of it just sounds like it's a joke.
The cops are like running and swarming like,
Yes,
like
yeah.
fuck, no!
Johnson's over there behind the fucking squad car. I'm allergic. I'm
Faces
allergic.
are swollen to fuck. I mean,
Well, because the only way you can do your honeybees, right? But I've never heard of anybody like other than that.
Well, honeybees are the same. I mean, they get enough bee stings, you can kill
Well,
you.
yeah, I get
Especially
that,
if you're
but,
sensitive to it. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's must have what she had. She was must have had a harvester fucking whatever. and
Oh,
then she
what
just-
container did she have?
Yeah,
in or
she
something?
just transferred the bees that way.
I got him in a
and
fucking Tupperware
just
dish.
released them.
Yeah. Fucking lets it go.
Takes her smoke out and it's like, we're right, motherfucker, we're right.
I want to know what she
Right.
said when she fucking like yeeted it to him too. Like, like suck on this motherfucker.
It sounds like a cartoon, does it not?
Yes.
It sounds like a
Evict
cartoon.
these nuts.
I pictured when that story came up
Buzz off.
was Jerry from Tom and Jerry sticking a bunch of bees out his mouse hole at Tom. That's
it.
what
It's
comes
Tom
to
and
mind.
Jerry type
That's
of-
probably where she got it from.
Yeah, she's sitting there one day. It wasn't even her house.
What? No, she sticks up for the evicted people.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
that's
She is a warrior. We need to get her on here.
He's in prison.
Lawyer? What if that guy's
Probably
a lot of times with those
Find out what she is, and we'll just call her. We'll pay for it.
You have a call from Phantom Facts.
Because they have the video screen, so we could really the Tiger King guy. We should see if we could get him on here. Hey.
I'd love to get Tiger.
She's got a smile on her face for her fucking her booking.
She's doing God's work. What do you expect?
You found a pic. Share your screen. I want to. I need to see this in my life. Just
Bless
we'll
her
finish
soul.
on a high note. There it is.
Or the guy making a murderer.
Wait, is this actually it?
Is this her?
No, but that's
this
how
is
you
just
would
some
move
footage
them.
of the bees, right?
So she just got a tray of bees and chucked it at the dude.
Let's see the picture of her.
I'm looking.
Oh, you haven't found it yet. Oh, there she is. Oh, look at that. Look
Talk
at
about a
that.
smirk.
No regret. She has no regret.
No
with that.
There is no regret.
I was surprised how gray her hair was. I mean, she's let it go.
And very, very few wrinkles. Well done.
Yeah, and she's fucking got a smirk on her face.
Listen, she's definitely the dude.
Is somebody calling? What's that noise?
I never
That's my
agree with
Discord's
any
fucking
type
blown
of
up.
violence being the answer to anything. I mean, you could joke about it, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was what she did was fucked. But
yeah, it was.
Was it?
Okay.
Well, you're attacking cops pretty much. I mean, that smirk's not going to be on her face when that judge gives her a sentence.
40 years at least, right? 40 years.
Oh, you think?
No
I don't
way.
think it'll be that. It'll depend if
Four
she's like,
felonies?
2 years apiece.
That seems pretty
3
extreme.
years
I think even
apiece?
just a year in jail would be enough.
I
like,
mean,
they
he killed a cop.
were they just there to evict the people from the home?
Yep.
And she just threw bees at him.
She's an evict activist or whatever
Came
it
out-
said.
She hurtled the neighbor's fence with a
It
box
kind
of
of-
bees and
It
chucked it
kind
at him
of
and
makes
ran off.
throwing tomato soup on a painting make more sense.
Oh, I thought those people.
Or glue yourself to
They were nicer to
What
me. I
was
would have
it,
just
the
yeeted
Ferrari
their hand
one?
off of there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, looks like your PCU is going to be in this museum forever.
They're gonna be well. There's an interview with the one lady, and she said that the cops use this sort of solvent on it, and so the glue comes off automatically,
Like an acetone or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I
sorry,
learned
you might get.
something from that I didn't know that the museums put like plexiglass or something in front of the actual painting.
Yeah,
for
that was
that
good
reason.
too. When I first saw it, I was like, "Fucking." Bitch.
I saw that. I was like,
Oh, that's smart.
what does that solve?
Yeah.
But it did get the
it was
conversation going.
it was
but-
shielded.
Yeah,
this
No,
glass.
they're shielded. They
Yeah, they
got
have it-
glass in front of them.
so they weren't even ruining the
Idiots.
painting.
Idiots. Yeah.
They just wasted
Wow.
food. That's all that was.
Yeah.
The food was wasted.
To
get off
the use of oil.
One of
Yeah.
them, I think I read it on the Outkick, but
Here,
they did-
tomato
they,
soup.
they glued themselves to whatever. I think it was like a car or I don't know what it is, but the people just shut the lights off, locked the doors, let them get was like fuck it, we'll just close down for the day, and they were all just glued to the ground, and they all had to go to the bathroom. They said, and they were all complaining to the security guards that
Fuck.
that they
Yes.
couldn't get up to go to the bathroom, and they were like, "Y'all motherfuckers glued yourself to the floor." So
Just giving them extra water
Yeah,
so they have
figure
to
it
go to the
out.
bathroom
Yeah.
sooner. Yeah.
and then just left them. Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, that had to be bad.
Yeah,
Like, hey, y'all want some? We got some Indian curry and some Mexican food for you.
yeah.
See you in the morning.
This is a terrible idea.
Oh, I shouldn't ate that. Shouldn't ate that. Have you ever seen that South Park when they made fun of the human centipede?
Oh yeah.
And it was all about like not nobody's reading the terms and they're just
Yeah.
signing the agreements, and Steve Jobs makes me it. And they have like the Asian trucker guy first, and like, is it Kyle that's like sewed to him?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Sorry, Kyle, you want me to eat cuttlefish?"
Yeah. Or raspberry. Oh,
Yeah.
raspberry. Okay.
I'll eat cuttlefish.
Yeah,
Oh,
cuttlefish.
fuck, so
No.
funny. If you guys haven't seen Human Centipede, that's where a crazy doctor kidnaps some people, and he sews 3 people in a daisy chain from ass to mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
From
And South
butthole
Park did an episode about it. So good.
Shout out Matt Duke, because
Yeah.
every time I talk to him, he's always the cuttlefish episode.
Awesome.
Watch it. It's good.
Yep. Well, end on that, I say.
I say so too. Remember, everyone, go out and vote Tuesday.
I already voted. I did the mail-in. I know
Tuesday's voting day here.
Tuesday's voting day here too.
You mailed in a ballot? You trust
Yeah,
that?
I do that mail-in shit. Well,
I did it
drop
too,
it
and
off
then
at the vote place.
That's what I did, and then they returned it.
Oh,
So it
really?
was-
No, I actually go to like there's like places here where you actually just take your ballot. It's like a legit voting place. You just give it.
Oh,
to
you don't
there.
drop it off at the random.
I don't put it in the post office. No.
See, that's well, I didn't put it in the post office. I put it in the ballot box drop off.
And they sent it back to you?
Yeah.
You did not sign it or something?
No, I signed it. No, it was signed.
Wow.
Did
I'm
it
sorry,
give you a
bro.
reason?
It said my signature didn't match.
Wow.
My signature never matches. It's never the same.
Well, shit. Well, go out and vote, people, because these kind of
Oh,
elections, in my opinion, are most important. They'll
God
try to-
bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Repeat line.
Whoa,
line.
whoa. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Why do you say he's sorry? Or do you say I'm sorry or I'm sore?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He probably meant he's sore.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Thanks for coming on. Thank you so much, Colonel.
Yeah,
for,
thanks, Colonel Sanders. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for joining us on.
I'll end it with
Random
allspice, and that's all I'm saying.
Allspice.
Allspice.
Ooh.
That would be great.
Remember, guys,
6
follow
months. Yeah.
follow you on TikTok. Give your TikTok a shout out, your Instagram a shout out again, there real quick.
What is my Instagram?
Oh my God. Okay.
Really, Colonel Sanders. Real Colonel Sanders was taken.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
imposter.
Oh, no.
Colonel Sanders. What is it on TikTok again?
Real Colonel Sanders.
Real Colonel Sanders on TikTok. Follow him. Videos are fire. Lee's Chicken. If you're in an area that has Lee's Chicken, you'll never want to visit another chicken place again. That's what I've been told by
Yeah, it's
several
true.
people. So, all right, everyone. Have a good Sunday.
And don't
Yes,
throw
sir.
bees at people.
Yes. Bye.
Ciao.